Alright, so the first day of Friday the 9, and I gotta say, wow, what a day, bro. First off, the Bungie livestream reveal was absolutely absurd. So much to go over there. Let me know if you guys want to see a full video about that in the comments. Friday the 9, also insane. Could be so much potential. Amazing so far. So yeah, if you guys want a full detailed guide about the Bungie livestream, let me know. I can post my whole reaction, all that in the comments. Just let me know. But other than that, let me know how you guys feel about all this. I think this is truly one of the greatest updates ever and the greatest reveal trailer ever. Other than that, let me know how you guys feel about it, how you guys feel about Friday the 9, how you guys feel about the live stream. It is looking insane right now. Let me know if you disagree or agree with anything in this video. And yeah, let's get into it here. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is, of course, Spire the Watcher. I didn't really know what to expect going into this, and the only time I ran it was on ultimatum mode. I did not do eternal, or I did not do the eternity mode. I only did ultimatum, and it was super fun, dude. I gotta say, for a dungeon I've run so much, especially in the past few months, it has been such a new experience to run this as a contest. The loot is also super worth it. You get a lot more drops, you get them as an adept versions too, and you can get shinies from it. I was personally after the Wilderflight god roll, and I did get it myself. I know you're probably jealous, but let's talk about the raid itself. Sorry, I meant dungeon, my bad. It was just super hard. The first encounter, the entrance encounter itself, is actually a little bit difficult. I know it sounds crazy to say, but the Cyclops can one-tap you. The bosses, the Cyclops, I know it sounds a bit crazy to say, but the Cyclops can one-shot you. The ads actually do damage. And now there's a boss after you finish all four circuits. Super fun entrance encounter, made even harder, and I really like the stakes in it. Moving on to the actual traversal encounter, I think this was pretty well done, to be completely honest with you. Everything throughout this is the same, except the ads deal more damage, and the bosses. It spawns mini bosses at the end of each encounter, which I personally love this about it. It is kind of awesome. It's just fun to shoot through some mini bosses. Bosses are my favorite thing in the game, so pretty fun there. It also is extremely hard because the Hydras actually do damage now. As someone who is solo flawless to this dungeon, this felt way harder than that ever did, to be completely honest with you. Let's talk about the main new mechanics though, the shapes. If you don't know, once you get to the first boss, there are shapes that you have to shoot the fuel rods in order of. You read it top to bottom, for instance, square, triangle, square, triangle. It can be square, triangle, or prism. I personally think these are amazing, super cool mechanics, and I'm really glad to see how they revamped this. Doing it in order was kind of awesome, super fun, and actually made it so that you felt like you were doing more mechanics than you actually were, if that makes any sense. To me, I thought it brought a little bit of a fresh take on it, to be honest. Another thing I really liked about it, in case you guys don't know, if you fail the actual order of it, you begin a meltdown timer that lasts for about 30 seconds. At the end of that timer, you wipe. But if you're able to activate the correct fuel rod in time, you can still get to damage phase. Now this is the same thing. The ads still do insane amounts of damage. I think this is a great way to revamp this dungeon and make it on contest mode. Super hard encounter. I died a few times on it, but it was not as hard as the boss encounter, let me tell you. The boss encounter is crazy for two reasons. One, the boss one-shots you. Two, supplicants also one-shot you. So the new way that the red lines work is that you have to shoot them in order of what they open as. You cannot shoot them in a random order. They've opened in a specific order, and you have to shoot those specific ones. I think this is super sick. I was loving this the whole time. Makes it super fun and a lot more enjoyable for me personally. Other than that, the shape mechanic persists in the boss fight, so you still have to do it. It's only 2 shapes this time. And I just gotta say, applauds to Bungie for this one. I thought Spire the Watcher felt great, and I can't wait to see what they do with, oh god, it's Ghost of the Deep. Never mind, I can wait for Ghost of the Deep. But I am excited to see what they do to Prophecy and Ghost of the Deep. Let me know what you guys felt about it in the comments. I thought it was super fun though. But let's talk about the Bungie livestream itself. So 3 things that stood out to me the most are light level, weapons, and the firing range. Let's talk about the light level for a second. Our light has gone from what it was at the beginning of like a couple hundred, now all the way up to 2,000. How did we get here? But we are finally, I'm pretty sure, going back down to 300 light level. I personally prefer this system. And actually, we get a firing range with the Edge of Fate. Much like the Tribute Hall from Shadowkeep during Opulence, this is super fun. I am so glad for this because you can actually do proper damage rotations and actually build test in here instead of going into a raid or anything. Bungie said the numbers are accurate, but one thing I noticed is that the numbers during the gameplay were very lower, like significantly lower than what we're used to. We're used to like hundreds of thousands of damage now, and these numbers were only hitting for like 460. But I'm honestly okay with that. I think that'd be a super cool change. I think that'd be a fresh change to Destiny to add in. But other than that, another thing is the new weapons, and you could talk about the new weapons for days on end. But man, we just kept getting new weapons, and they looked pretty good in the trailer. Everything looked really good in the trailer, to be honest. The new Matter Spark ability looked pretty cool. The new planet looks pretty cool. I really like the lore that they're diving into there. Supposedly, I heard we're getting a new subclass. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but I would be very hyped for that. And let's talk about New Land Beyond for a second. I'm super glad that they brought this weapon back, but I don't know if the right way to do it was special ammo. I'm not gonna lie. They said it shouldn't come back, and then it did come back. I'm not sure if special ammo was the right way to go here, to be honest. In Crucible, when you do pick up a special brick, it does give you 2 ammo off the floor, not off of a ammo crate. So that is pretty cool. But the weapon itself feels a lot different than it did in Destiny 1. Maybe it's just the model, maybe it's just me personally, but you can no longer do the sprint reload cancel. You have to wait for the gun to manually cock back, which is very annoying. But the handling feels similar, but the scope itself, something feels very different about it to me. Maybe it's just because I've used it so much in Destiny 1 and I'm on keyboard and mouse now. But let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. Other than that, let's talk about the plague lands for a second here. So Bungie in their live stream did say the plague lands, and this is my reaction to that. As you can tell, I was super excited for that. Super hyped to see what they do with that. I am curious to see what they do about Wrath of the Machine though, because Bungie said that it's not coming back. Yet we're going back to the plague lands, and Bungie did mention we are getting a new raid. Could this be a new reprised raid? We don't know. Would I be okay with it? Yes. Would I be okay with a completely new raid? Also yes. I don't think they'll bring back Wrath, to be completely honest with you. I think they're going to do something completely different in a new raid entirely. Maybe, I think if they get desperate, they will bring back Wrath as a revamp during the winter update. I can see them doing that, but I couldn't see them bringing it out immediately, not gonna lie. But I am personally super excited for it. And honestly, guys, let's be real here. We didn't think Bungie had anything left in them, and then they pulled this amazing live stream out. This was insane, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I was sitting here reacting to it live at twitch.tv/midworth and here on this YouTube channel. And dude, I was actually getting excited. Like, genuinely, a lot of these changes look cool. There's so much changes, I can't even go over them all in this video because I'm forgetting them all. I've gone over the main ones that I think are coolest, but everything looks really good, and I'm super excited to see what Bungie does with this. Please let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm very curious to hear your guys' thoughts on this. I am super excited for this. I think this is a huge step in the right direction for Bungie. And honestly, as long as they don't do something like Curse of Osiris, there's really no way they could mess this up from here. We are already hyped. Bungie had a very huge live audience peak, and I'm pretty sure it brought a lot of players back today. I am super excited to see where this goes. Cannot wait to see what Right of the Nine brings. And I heard them mention Pantheon a few times and a few dungeons and all that. So I'm super excited to see all that. Let me know what you guys think about the comments. This is just a quick little thoughts video. Let me know if you guys want to see my full reaction to the live stream in the comments below. Yeah, I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one.